So I watched the social media thing. I'm hoping that they had a roundtable and it was more of a summit than just a bunch of speech. Because if that's all it was, then that's pretty much a dog and pony show. That's puppets for you. Um, so we will see. We'll find out how Tim Pool reacts. Any of the others that were there, what they got out of it. I think there's going to be a lot of content spawned because of this. Um, I think it's safe to say that over half of people capable of seeing have seen. So if there's still people that have there's it's like coming out of the ocean and you've got seaweed dangling, like you got to get the last pieces off, kind of thing, or whatever. Like there's still there are going to be, it's not an instantaneous boop and you're awake. You've got this thing clawing up at you of the control and the indoctrination and trying to just get, we gotta get, and you have to like force it down with your mind. But it takes time, and you don't push the whole thing. Either this one goes down, and then maybe this one goes down, and then this one, and then this, and then in this one. And it can't. I didn't mean to flip you off. And it can't. You know, it can't keep coming back. Eventually, it is possible to destroy the old habits and rebuild new ones. It just takes time, about a month or two to start, but it takes years to master. So, you know, if I was indoctrinated fully, I would be opposed to even the possibility that the president is not somehow implicated. Now, I get there's this, there's one explanation so far of, the fact that his name is on the thing for supposedly one flight. Who knows whether it'll come out that there's more, whether there's, blackmail pictures of him or what. If he has done those things, then he's guilty and, the law will have its way with him. However, it should be noted that 2 presidents ago, the law was changed so that presidents can't be prosecuted after the fact, at least for anything done within. And I think they basically, once they're president, have immunity for everything from before. Add to that the fact that even throughout impeachment, he will have pardon power, including of himself, although that would be pretty whack if he did that, but it's possible. And if it turns out that he's guilty of something like that, then he's guilty of something like that. And you're not going to, I'll be like, oh, what the fuck? But show me the proof. I'm not saying show me, but like, they do it in a court of law, and they can reliably, demonstrate guilt on that level. I think the law protects him from even getting there, but if it does, it'll still be there. It'll get out. So it will be what it will be. People who are fully indoctrinated are just averse to the possibility. So whether it's the people on the right will refuse to believe that Trump's guilty even if there's proof, and people on the left will refuse to believe that he's not guilty even if there is no proof. It's not, that one is more right than the other or whatever. It's the exact same thing, but from two different, perspectives of opinion or whatever. So, that will be what it will be. But at this point, it seems like there's a pretty safe bet that a lot of other very beloved types are going to have their names, images, dirt known. And whether or not the president has participated, he is nonetheless allowing the system to be exposed in that way. So I'm not saying that would exonerate him if he was. unless the previous two presidents' work was all about, setting up for a situation like this, that the system could not try to bite back. But I don't. That's still too small scale. Too the length of plan that those people operate on, the Illuminati types or whatever, shadow government, supreme controllers, whatever the big purpose, that guides it all on that level is a lot more long term. And I don't see that as being, those guys would be fucking heroes. I'd have to revise all my old information about George W. Bush. I'd be like, wait a minute, what about these wars? I don't see that as being likely. So, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't see that as being likely. So if he's not, big whoop. Continues on, does his thing. He might go overboard with the ego, but I don't think he'll ever get to the point of ending elections or declaring himself king or whatever. But I think the world's going to change a lot. There was a story someone ran, and I think it was shared in a local chat group or something maybe, but it was about ending childhood trauma. And I didn't even comment. It's not something I felt like going into, but yeah, that how many people have been interrupted, and the system that allows people to gloss over the fact has grown into this thing. And if they get rid of the one part, then they can get rid of the other, which is the childhood trauma being normalized. And at the same time distinguishing between, damage which results in growth and damage which results in rot. So, yeah, it's been very interesting. I'm hoping that there's something positive to come of, this Internet Free Speech Summit. I hope that there's something positive to come from that. They still had him as an asset, but he's not very useful, kind of thing with Epstein or however it is. I've been saying Epstein. So, I don't know. It just we'll see what kind of dirt they have on who as to what the angle actually was, because I think you can take a look at who they were collecting to determine what they were going to go for. So we'll see if any information like that comes out. Anyways, I'm keeping this one kind of short. I don't really have much else. I don't feel like talking for the sake of talking, and hopefully the audio is more clear on this one because I have my internet turned completely off on airplane mode, and it's not plugged in for charging. So, and the fan's off, so there's no electricity running either. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and hope everybody's having a good day today.